Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with a review of a supernatural horror comedy from 2014 from the director of both the feature-length version and the short film of Excision. Now, Excision, both the short film and feature-length film, I really enjoyed both of them. I prefer the feature-length film because it has a lot more style and just a lot more going on. But the film itself is very, 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 very quirky and gross and a little demented and sick. But this movie is from the director of that film, and this movie is Suburban Gothic. Now, this movie is about a young man who went to college and he can't seem to get a job, so he ends up having to return home and to his hometown and live with his mother, live with his parents while he's looking for a job. And he is somewhat of a city boy. He doesn't, he's more, he's more liberal, while everybody else in the town is conservative. And when people are doing work on his parents' house, they discover a dead body and release a vengeful spirit upon the house and basically the town. And that's the basic plot. The guy has to, who is also somewhat of a psychic, he has to stop this vengeful spirit from destroying the entire town. Now, it sounds very similar to another film called My Name is Bruce, a film written, directed, and starring Bruce Campbell. Written and directed by, as well as starring Bruce Campbell, and that one's really fun. So, I should go ahead and get to the review. The acting in this film, and as well as the writing, is really, really solid. The characters are funny and quirky. The writing is funny. The film, the characters are very funny, goofy, kind of quirky. Very fun to be with, to spend the runtime of the film with. The film also is very well shot and lit. It has a very nice visual style, similar to Excision. The style isn't similar, but there are a few scenes that are strikingly similar to Excision. Basically, also, I should mention, the casting in this film is goddamn near perfect, because they got a few actors that I actually know of, and that I think are very good and know how to be funny, as well as they have a lot of cameos. Well, not a lot, but 3 cameos from two of which were two of the actors were in or did cameo appearances in Excision, and then they're returning for this one. Basically, the cameos consist of Jeffrey Combs of Reanimator fame playing Dr. Carpenter, as in John Carpenter. This movie is also loaded with a bunch of references to other movies and horror films and just horror media. John Waters is in the film and he basically plays himself. And Ray Wise, who is Laura Palmer's father in Twin Peaks, is in the film, and he's in the film a lot more than he was in Excision, which is really awesome because he's an amazing actor, and he definitely knows how to portray the Raymond's father and be very, very entertaining while doing it. But just because I am praising this film does not mean it is without its problems. There are some problems considering the effects in the film. A lot of the effects are done with CG, and while there isn't a lot of gore in this one, like there was in the previous, like there was in Excision, this one has more of a kind of supernatural feel to it, but the ghosts and stuff don't really look that good, like, at all, and that's one big problem I have with it. The other big problem is even though the story moves along pretty well, in the pacing, I would say the pacing is really good. It's constantly entertaining, but the thing is, it kind of just goes from, oh, they released the spirit, to I've got to do this, to the main character being like, oh, I've got to stop this, for about 30 minutes, just basically trying to figure out how to stop it and not really doing anything. I will admit that those 30 minutes are very entertaining and stuff, but they're not as entertaining as they should be, or they don't move the plot along like they should. Another thing is, this film is not as gross. It's not as gross as Excision was, which is very sad because I really enjoyed the Excision's kind of gross out humor. But this film is still a pretty dark comedy, and that's another problem I have. It's more of a dark, like supernatural comedy than it is a horror film. I would compare it to something like The Frighteners, with it kind of involving like a psychic guy, and you can see ghosts and stuff, and he's solving crimes. Um, Another thing I have a problem with, which I kind of had a problem with in the previous film, is that the cameos in the film don't go on long enough, except for Ray Wise's cameo. His cameo goes on just long enough. You can tell that this film was definitely made with more of a mainstream audience in mind, and as of now, there isn't a Blu-ray release in America, at least according to Amazon. There isn't, like, it isn't even available used. It's only available through Amazon Prime on the Amazon Instant Streaming. It's only available through Instant Streaming, and I watched it while I had my free trial. While I have my free trial of Prime, and gotta say, I really enjoyed the film overall. It's not as good as Excision, although it is very, very close. Second to Excision. I definitely enjoyed it more than I did the short film of Excision. So yeah, go ahead. I forget the director's name, but you know, you keep making movies, man, because you have a definite talent, and I'd say make more gross out films. But Suburban Gothic is still very, very solid, and I still really, really enjoyed it from start to finish. You did a good job. I'd have to give it probably an 8 out of 10. And like I said, there's almost no gore in this film, so it's not even going to be put on the gore meter. I'm not even going to put it through that. But that's really it overall. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out if you have Amazon Prime, or if you decide to sign up for the free trial, which the free trial was definitely worth it with all the movies they have on there and all the free 2-day shipping you get. Especially this time of year around, you know, the holiday season. I'm working on the Christmas special review right now. It is going to be of a film that that I watched earlier this week, but I'm working on it, making it more extravagant and doing a lot of editing. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a good day, you know, and yeah, peace.